Hi everybody, welcome to Donna'sDreamWorks.blogspot.com and episode 3 of Ready, Set, Go for Christmas. Today we're going to make a Cricut cut card, and I'm using for my background a piece of designer paper from this year's Recollection group called Jingle Bells, available at Michael's. It has some really gorgeous papers in here, and I can't wait to use a lot of them. Isn't this pretty? Look at the sparkly Christmas bulbs. Anyway, the one I'm using today is basically just a starry night background. And I've already cut the mat. It just looks like a sky full of stars. So let's start putting our card together. There's quite a bit of gluing involved in this one, so we'll get going. I'm using an A2 size card, 5.5 by 4.25, and my mat is cut just 1/8 of an inch smaller so that it just leaves me a little teeny white border around it. So we're going to get that adhered down. I have a new roll of tape in my ATG, and they're always so nice when they're new. They work so smoothly. When it gets towards the end, they're kind of hard to use sometimes. Okay, now I want to get a little snow action going here, so I just have a piece of white cardstock that is basically, close to the same size, might be just a tiniest bit shorter. Let me see if I have another one that's a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. And all I'm going to do is just kind of cut a valley and a hill and come up and around and make just a little bit of snow for the bottom of the card. Okay, and we'll get that put down. Alright, all of the cuts that I'm using today come from the Christmas cartridge, which is the one that comes with the Gypsy, and I don't know if you can see, but I outlined them on my Gypsy and designed the different pieces. The church is cut at 3.49, but if you don't, so that's going to go right about here. And all I did with this cut is after I cut it, it leaves the holes for the windows, and I put a piece of yellow cardstock on the back so that it would look like there were lights in the window. So I'm just going to add a little bit of ATG here. And I think I'm going to have to use a glue stick. And we're going to adhere that down right about here. Now there's lots of little layers that go on this, and so I'm going to use my sheet here because I don't want to get glue all over the place here. And I think there's some paint on here. Let's turn this over and try that again. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Okay. This is the snowy roof. And that's going to go like so. This cut has little cutouts to show you where the different pieces go. And this is a very small little roof, and I'm going to use my tweezers for this one. Maybe. There you go. And this goes over the door. And we have the steeple. And one more little piece of snow. Like so. Okay, now I have two different trees. They're both cut from that same Christmas cartridge. This is the one that's like the two little pine trees together. And this one is cut, and I'll check it in just 1 second. I think at 1.5 inches. And we're going to put this up on that hill. And then we have this single pine tree. And we're just going to put this a little bit to the front. And just by cutting them a little bit different sizes, it gives it some perspective of these are further in the background or further away. And basically that's putting the card together. But now what we want to do is to give it a little bit of embellishment. Now this tree has little lines that show and that cut with the Cricut. And so I'm going over them with a white gel pen. It kind of makes it look like there's snow, and we might want to put some on the edges of these branches. And we'll do the same over here, just a little bit on the edges. Okay. Now what I like to do is to sparkle it up a little bit. So I have some glitter here, and I'm just going to use the glue pen, and I'm just going to make some lines down here in the snow and maybe on the roof a little bit. And we'll add a little glitter to the snow. It gives it a little contrast, sorry, from the rest of the snow it's sitting on. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with some of the trees. Just dotting it on there a little bit. And then adding some glitter. And there you go. I have pretty glitter on my mat. So that's a cute little winter scene, a nice Christmas card. And I'm going to add a sentiment down at the bottom. I haven't decided if I want to use Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Let me just check. Hold on. Well, I don't have the stamp out right now, so we'll have to get it later and put it on. But I think I'm going to use the Happy Holidays and just stamp it right down in here. And so that's our quick, easy Christmas card for today. The measurements, again, these trees were, the church is cut at 3.49, the big tree is cut at 2 inches, and the small trees were cut at 1.8 inches. And of course, when you do the snow for the roof, that's all cut at the same 3.49. So that's the card for today. Check back again next week for episode 4 of Ready, Set, Go for Christmas. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by Donna'sDreamWorks.blogspot.com.